My 28F best friend cheated, and I know. Throwaway and on mobile. Sorry. My best friend cheated on her spouse with an old fling that has used and abused her from day one. She was never able to fully let him go, despite being in her current relationship for 3 years. A few months ago, she went over to his house, told her husband she was going to a friend's, and they ended up sleeping together. He of course ghosted her immediately, as is his mo. She was deeply hurt but now is feeling great. She feels she got the closure she needed from this guy and is moving on with her life. Planning her wedding. COVID ruined their plans last year and they had a very small event just to make things legal, in which I am her mo. Here's the thing though, the guilt is eating me alive. My husband and I are very close with her and hers. And every time I see her husband I feel terrible for knowing something like this and not telling him. My best friend absolutely refuses to tell him, as she knows this is his deal breaker and will leave her. Plus will expose all the lies she told him about this particular person over the years. I know it's not my place to tell him. And she genuinely seems happier and like the relationship is going better now that she's gotten her closure. But I don't know how to swallow the guilt and stand by her and her husband as the maid of honor, knowing what I know. I was cheated on for 7 months by my ex. All of his friends knew. Most of my friends knew. Not one of them told me. Not even when I asked directly. They prioritized their comfort and friendship with my ex over my sexual health, well-being and relationship security. I was being gaslit from all sides and felt like I was going crazy. Tell her husband. He deserves to know. As long as you don't tell him, you are complicit in an affair. And she genuinely seems happier. And he's only happy because of his ignorance. Don't do that to the guy. He deserves better. Seems to me that if and when her ex comes back, she will validate some excuse to again go see him. If it was the opposite way, her fiancé with an ex, then she would go ballistic. The guilt will continue to eat at you well after the wedding, especially since you are the mo. But do what you think is best. And don't look back. You either stand by her and her decision, or tell him and cut her off. I'd never be friends with a cheater. If they can do that to someone they love, how shitty can they treat you? First you should tell your husband. If he finds out you knew and didn't do anything, will question his trust for you. Do this as a team since you both are friend to this other guy. Tell him and dump the friend also. I don't get why you would be worried about losing someone like her as a friend. I get it that people make horrible decisions, but he very lack of remorse should be good enough reason to inform her husband and cut ties. Now you know exactly who your friend is. Why would you want a cheater in your life? She doesn't respect her marriage and she won't respect any of your relationships. Nothing speaks to someone's character like cheating. There's no way I could be in the same room as them knowing what she did. I was friends with someone who was a cheater. She was having an affair with a married man. She was shitty in other areas of her life too, but it was the cheating that pushed it over the edge. For me, the fact that you know this would be a deal breaker for him speaks to your character as well. He deserves to know. I feel bad for him being surrounded by such deceptive and shitty people. I hope he finds out and gets away from you all. He deserves the opportunity to get a speedy STD test. I can't imagine a way that you can remain his friend if you keep this from him. I've been in this situation before and I told him the truth. Yes, it ended my friendship with her, but keeping a friend with bad morals isn't worth sacrificing my own conscience. Definitely tell him. Please, this is just too cruel to the dude. Don't condone this kind of action. Anonymous letter, MSG to her husband to check certain things. He deserves to know. What is the other guy had an STD or something, she could pass it to him. It's wrong and he deserved to know if he wants to stay. He leaves now, he can take more of his things with him. If he finds out later, she will take half, and what happens if he finds out you knew? He would cut you off and he will be justified to. She is no friends of yours. I'm going against the grain here. You're condoning the behavior of a cheater and liar here, and you obviously don't respect this fiancé as a person, because you're obviously okay with him being blindly taken for a ride. You should be calling your friend out on her shitty behavior and at the very least stepping away from the ceremony, if not telling this guy what's up. I would say you either make her tell or tell him yourself. However, this is real life and things can be more complicated. I will say you should not be the mo. You cannot in good conscience be a part of this wedding knowing the wife-to-be cannot honor her vows. Hey ex. I know that you cheated on your partner who you plan to marry. You need to tell him within 48 hours or I will do so. What he chooses is his. But he has a right to know. So is the right thing to do for all parties. He will be told one way or the other. If he breaks it up, won't it be easier for both of you if you aren't married anyway? Give her a chance and a set time frame to tell him. And you step in if she doesn't in that time frame. After reading your comments, it is clear that you are in a tough position. I just want to offer you some compassion. I'm sorry you are having such a tough time with this. I'm sorry your friend put you in this lose-lose situation. I'm sorry you feel you must choose between losing your friend and betraying yourself and your values. Although I think you will have to do something. I hope you will be able to find some peace with the outcome. Oh yes. I'm sure that now that she's slept with him and been ditched again, she's totally over the guy. Until the next time he calls her. Tell your friend that if she doesn't tell her fiancé, you will. Then back it up. Not sure why you'd want such a shitty person in your life anyway. It's your place because you know. How you tell him is up to you. But I sure would want to know if my so was cheating on me, and I'd cut off anyone who knew but didn't tell me. Think about it. She didn't sleep with her ex to get closure, and if he hadn't ghosted her she'd still be at it. She is feeling good because she thinks she got away with it. I pity her fiancé. He deserves better than being betrayed by his fiancé and his so-called friends. Let your husband tell him. To be honest with you, she will probably try and sleep with your husband if she hasn't already. I'm being honest, not gaslighting. She is bad news. This is why people need to hold their friends accountable to their actions. You shouldn't have to hold on to guilt because of her choices. She made the decision to step out on her marriage to get closure. The husband deserves to know. Think about it like this. If your husband cheated on you with his ex who he was never fully able to let go of and his best friend knew, would you have wanted to know about it, or would you prefer to stay in the dark? Hiding this from him makes it even worse if he were to find out you knew and didn't say anything. It would be like salt in the wound. Spare him the extra unneeded pain. And you honestly don't need a friend like that in your life. Someone who is completely fine putting their burdens on you and expecting you to keep all their horrible secrets needs to be removed quickly. And this definitely won't be her last time. She probably will go back and do it again the minute her ex reappears and make yet another excuse about needing closure. And for anyone saying it's not your business, your friend made it your business when she involved you while deeming you mo at her wedding. My suggestion: give her an ultimatum. Either she tells him or you tell him. This will most likely result with the friendship ending, but with a friend like that it's probably for the best. Oof. You're in a lose-lose position. Pretty much have to choose between your friendship or your ethics, morals and fiancé's well-being. Could anonymously let the fiancé know, but he may not believe it, or she may figure out it was you. Even if neither happens, there's going to be drama from him finding out.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.